welcome to the Mental Music Podcast, a podcast made for teens by teens, exploring mental health from our perspective. My name's Gordon.
And I'm Grace. Today we're going to be talking about body image.
And just a quick disclaimer before we begin. We're just two 15-year-olds sitting behind a mic, and anything we do say should not be considered a replacement for professional medical advice.
Please don't sue us. And if you're experiencing any mental health issues of your own, please talk to somebody that you trust or go to our website and find some links to some great online sources. So today we're going to be listening to songs by Joanne and Julia, Lovely Smile, and Jason DeMont.
Now we have a song by Joanne and Julia. It's called Run.
So today we'll be talking about body image. Now, within that we're going to start with a textbook definition by the NEDC.
Yep, so body image is pretty much the perception of a person of their physical self that makes them, they look at themselves and then they see what they think others see. And this body image can be either negative or positive, and it can be influenced by other people, by themselves, and by outside factors.
Yeah, so within that negative and positive, you have dissatisfaction and satisfaction. So with dissatisfaction, we have a few like influencing factors, and these are like things like that individual and environmental. But perhaps let's just start with age.
Yeah, so pretty much the expectation by society as you grow older, as your age changes, it comes from like being a kid, and you get your typical 5-10-year-old kid who does his own thing, does their own thing, and they move along, and body image isn't really a thing. They're just them. Haircuts don't matter. We've all had a really shocking haircut when we were young. And then by the time we hit the age of about 13, 14, 15, body image becomes a massive thing. So say you're a teenage girl like Grace, and you're looking through magazines. I don't know what you do. It's not 1998. Okay, you're looking through magazines, and you're looking through people. They're beautiful. They're awesome. Like, what's it called? What's a good magazine?
I don't know. I don't read magazines.
Okay.
Women's Weekly. Let's look at Women's Weekly.
Okay, yeah, Women's Weekly, classic. So she's looking through, and she sees a model for a makeup ad. Who knows? And I'm really not the one she should be talking about this, but yeah, Grace sees a model for the makeup ad and says, "Oh, she's beautiful. That's great. I wish I could be that person."
Mm-hmm. And so within that age, you do kind of see, it does start at adolescence, and you do see, like, us teens getting really affected by this body image. And you quickly learn, like, what kind of body image you suit into. And then, of course, there's age that affects you as you get older. So perhaps older people are seen as less attractive because, well, they're older.
Yeah.
So moving on to gender, like as Gordon said, like there's a division between girls and boys when it comes to body image. Now, I'm trying to keep this episode rather gender neutral because both girls and boys can experience body dissatisfaction.
Yeah, they can be subjected to like social inequality by seeing themselves as unsatisfactory, or have other people tell them that they're unsatisfactory, despite having a different gender. Yeah,
you do see that the main groups that vocalize the fact that they have body image issues is girls, because boys are made to really internalize things by our Western society.
Yeah.
Thanks. But no, so you do see a lot of like teen girls that go, "Oh, my hips are too wide, my hips are too small, my shoulders are too broad, my shoulders are too small, like my waist isn't big enough, like, or small enough," and all these kind of things. And there's a whole range of things. And with boys, it's the same thing. Like, they say, "I'm too big, too small, too skinny.
Yeah, I need more muscles."
Yeah, I need more muscles.
Yeah. Also, the idea that emotions need to be kept behind barriers. It's part of the body image genre. So, say you're watching a sad film. Like, I watched Swiss Army Man last year, and I cried my heart out with that film. That was a sad film.
Oh, yeah.
But the film itself was quite happy. I just found it very, very sad. Like, I was crying pretty badly with that one. And I suppose the social norm is for guys not to cry when they see films like that, when they're subjected to emotions. And similarly with girls, it's their expectation to be perfect, like they see in movies with girls going around. Your typical high school girl doesn't have a makeup team on them.
Yeah.
3 times per shot. It's not something that is realistic at all.
Yeah. And so, expanding on that, we have this teasing, bullying, and commenting kind of thing. Perhaps we have friends and family that, like, it may just start as like a comment. So it may just start off, perhaps a sibling says to you, "Oh, I don't think you look good in that."
Yeah.
And you kind of just think, "Oh, okay, we'll move on from that."
Or you're at the dinner table and they say, "Hey, can you please pass me the chips?" And then they're fine, fatty. And they give you the chips. Like, it can start with something as simple as that.
Yeah. It can even start as a joke.
Yeah, and then after a point, if it keeps going because friends do it, or more people do it, or someone keeps doing it, that's the point at which
that can
you realize,
affect,
hey, something's wrong.
Yeah, and that can lead to body dissatisfaction. Now on to perhaps So this is a big thing because at either end of the spectrum,
A big thing.
a big.
Oh my goodness grace. Carry on.
No, but you see it at either end of the spectrum. It's like the biggest and the smallest.
But there are different types of big and small. There are different spectrums. So guys can look at big and small as being, there's this muscly guy like, Channing Tatum. Whoa, he's pretty big. And then on the other side, there's people like, what's that guy in The Big Bang Theory? No offense to him. Yeah, he's not a big guy.
He's very skinny. Yeah.
And then we get girls. There's big, which isn't muscly. Like, you don't really see muscly girls as being accepted as the norm, as the goal in society.
Yeah.
So so Grace, as you'd say, for girls from their perspective, girls can see big as being fat instead of muscly, and small as being skinny or short or something like that. And it's completely different, depending on which spectrum you're on. For guys, being big is good, or society tells you that. And for girls, being small is good.
Yeah, well, there's also the fact that when guys are fat as well, that will definitely lead to body dissatisfaction because they're not big in that way that society wants them to be big in.
Yeah.
And I think a quote that usually is applied, if your body weight isn't affecting your health, then it's fine.
Yeah.
And I can agree with that.
If you talk to a doctor and they don't tell you that your body weight's a problem, then you shouldn't really have to worry about it at all anyway.
Exactly.
If you're underweight, that's not good. You have to start eating, you have to maintain a healthy diet. If you're overweight, then the same thing applies. You have to maintain a healthy diet in order to keep you a healthy person.
Yeah. So really, society's goal should just to be healthy.
Yeah, it completely overrules
and healthy
how people
is,
look at you.
Yeah, healthy is different for all types of people. So perhaps if you're a certain height and a certain age, then a healthy weight is different. What I don't think the key should affect how we view ourselves. And yeah, it's just a thing in society that we're made to seem that being big is bad, or well, with girls anyway, that being big is bad and being overly small is bad.
Yeah, and then with guys, if you don't have biceps the size of your fist, then that's not a good thing.
Yeah. So then we go on to low self-esteem and depression kind of thing that can lead to body dissatisfaction. And that's fairly self-explanatory. If you have a low self-esteem, I don't think you're going to really see yourself as that beautiful person that you really are.
Yeah.
And so then we move on to personality traits. And so perhaps if you're a perfectionist, you're going to hold this beauty up to this high standard, to this high bar, and you're going to want to try to achieve everything. You're going to try and achieve the perfect nose, the perfect eyes, the perfect lips, perfect hips.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't achieve that.
It's physically impossible. Society or a magazine or a film, they tell you, hey, you can look like this if you try really hard, but most of the time that's just impossible. Like, I have cowlicks in my hair and I've tried to wear my hair to the other side and that's working for me, but to be honest, I feel that I'm alright as I am, but I know there's room to improve if I get my private makeup team,
your liposuction
exercise dude.
Yeah, and so then this kind of all just ties into society. So perhaps our Western society in Australia, we use body dissatisfaction almost as a marketing tool.
Yeah. So advertising companies, they make you feel bad so that you'd buy their product. And that's what kind of sparks a lot of depression because of body image, or that people feel unsatisfied about themselves.
Yeah.
It's because these advertising companies are telling them, hey, you should be looking like this. I know it's impossible. I know most of the things have been photoshopped. Don't worry about that. You should be looking like this, despite the fact that it's realistic and impossible.
Yeah, and it's a sad truth, and it's something that, as a society, as our generation, we need to look at changing, I guess.
Yeah.
So, on from that, we're going to look at the aspects of body image. So, we have the perceptual body image.
So this is pretty much how you see yourself and how other people see you.
Yeah, and now this can be how you see yourself. It might be biased and perhaps not true.
Yeah, because of outside factors like magazine models.
Yeah, so you might look at yourself in the mirror and you go fat, when in reality you're actually a healthy weight.
Yeah, you're better off than most people in terms of body health.
Yeah. So that's what perceptual body image is about. And that's really like just about how you value yourself as a person.
Yeah,
So
this is sort of the main area which people are affected by mentally. Like, if you think you're not doing, like, if you look at yourself and see that you're not as best as you think you could be, then that's when you get annoyed and angry.
yeah. So now moving on to is that effective body image?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And
So this is pretty much how you feel about yourself.
Yeah.
This is different to seeing because I can look at myself and say, hey, I'm very skinny. And if I look in the mirror one day, but I can feel all right. I'm not in any pain. I'm not desperately overweight. And if I were to be overweight, I'm not desperately overweight to a point where I will have some heart problems or stuff like that. So satisfaction levels can change based on your weight, shape, different body parts, and perhaps the color. So your eyes, you wear contacts to change your eye color, or you dye your hair. All that stuff can change based on what you see and how you think.
So let's
based
maybe
on that
like
vision.
we could probably tie this into like a bit of an old-fashioned example here. So just
Go ahead.
say you're in I forgot what era this is in, but perhaps your mum is making you wear a corset.
Oh yeah,
Now,
1891.
oh
There you go.
yeah, bringing back to the 1890s.
Great year that was.
And so just say you're being forced to wear this corset. Now, you're going to have a more of an effective body image because eventually over time, you're probably not going to feel too good about that.
Yeah.
Your
Like,
your waist is going to hurt, your ribs are going to be impacted.
Yeah, not only because you feel that this is what you have to do, that like mentally hurts you, but you physically feel
Yeah.
in pain.
So effective body image is more of like the physical aspect of this, and compared to like the mental aspect of it, which is the
Perceptual
perceptual. Thank
body
you.
image.
Now moving on to cognitive body image.
This is how you think about yourself. This is the main bit with body goals. So this is what I have to look like. This is what I think I look like right now, and it changes. It changes based on what you look at, based on what you see. And so yeah, if you think you need to be more muscular, that's when you start taking action to do that. So you might go to the gym, or change your diet, like protein powder shakes. And conversely, if you think you need to be thinner, that's when you make different diet changes.
Yeah.
So yeah, this thinking part, it ties into both feeling and seeing. It's sort of the overshadowing factor that controls both of them and that both of them control.
Yeah, I agree with that. So on to behavioral body image. So this is how you act in response to everything that we just kind of listed.
Yeah. So if you think you need to be more muscular, behavioral response to that would be
I need to
getting
go
a
to the
gym membership.
Yeah. And so then perhaps working out. And now this is where like people come in, like professionals come in and
Yeah.
they go, too much exercise is bad for you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then perhaps if you want to be skinnier, not eating is bad for you. And then perhaps excessive eating as well, that's not good for you. So this is where all of our like excessive exercising, eating disorders, and binge eating disorders comes in as well.
Yeah, it's also coincidentally where all of the money comes in, because people are getting paid to change your behavior. So if you're watching on TV an ad to get fit or get slim, you're more likely to respond to that ad if you feel that that's what you need to do. And that's when advertising companies and the companies that supply those goods get paid. It's also how personal trainers get paid. If you think you need to be trained by a private trainer, then that's the point at which they are happy. They've achieved their goal.
This is where society makes all their money in. So if you want to be more muscular, the advertisements are going to be, you want to be fit and muscular like me, show guy with bulging muscles.
Yeah.
Come to XYZ
And
gym
pay money.
and pay $100 a month for
Yeah.
this premium gym membership.
Yeah, extortionate rates of cash to achieve a goal that most likely won't actually be able to happen without some serious life choice changes. And this behavioral body image, the way it changes, it's also the main part in all of these four categories that will actively, mentally, and physically harm you. Because thinking about yourself and seeing that something's You may feel bad about yourself, but it's not physically deteriorating your body. Behavioral changes like not eating enough to maintain a healthy weight, that does harm you because you need to be eating more, you need to be keeping healthy. And if you choose not to do that because you think you're not good enough, that's the point at which it's not really working out for you health-wise.
So here we just talked about what body dissatisfaction was and how that can affect your body image. We also talked about 4 aspects of body image, so perceptual, affective, cognitive, and behavioral, and how this can all eventually affect your mental health. Now, after the song by Lovely Smile called Loving You, we're going to be talking about positive body image. See you soon.
Wish I could read your mind now. Wish I could tell you how I feel, but how? To me, you are like the sun. I need you to make my day bright. Loving you is my addiction. Can't get you out of my mind. Do you feel the same way? Telling you don't ever change 'cause you You're my boo, you're my only, my everything, my baby. So sitting on the rooftop crying doesn't look like I'm trying. You better tell me in the end that you're worth fighting for. Tell a real story, why aren't you with me? How can I describe you? I'm lost in the sea. Imagine the winter without the snow. Picture reality, it's me alone though. It's not a real story, why aren't you with me? How can I describe you? I'm lost in the sea. Imagine the winter without the snow. Picture reality,
So now we're going to talk about body positivity. Now first, we'd like to talk about how body dissatisfaction is actually the top-ranked issue for concern among young people. That was found out by a study done in 2011. Now, body dissatisfaction has actually increased in the last 30 years. And Gordon and I had a little bit of a theory on why it was in the past 30 years.
Right, pretty much. No.
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, Kim Kardashian was born in 1980.
There we go.
Which makes her 30 years ago.
Damn.
About the age where girls start caring about, hey, I look beautiful.
There we go, guys. That's our conspiracy theory
see,
for you.
it works.
Now,
This can't go out. Oh my god. Hey.
Now, so body dissatisfaction leads to eating disorders, depression, body dysphoria, and bad habits and lower self-esteem. So it is actually really crucial that that everyone develops a positive body image.
And they need to be able to maintain that through tough times, be it like physical tough times or mental tough times.
Yep. So we had a little bit of a list down here for stuff that you can do to increase your body image.
Yeah, so first off, we can focus on the qualities of yourself instead of the visuals that everyone expects you to have.
Mm-hmm.
You can focus on other things, like any talents you have, like say you can play the piano. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's actually a really great thing.
Yeah, you can just like sit down at a piano and just whip out a sonnet or whatever.
A sonnet?
Shut up.
A sonnet. Yeah, so I mean, there are more things to a human than just how they look.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beauty is not skin deep. Now,
Thanks for that, Grace. That was poetic.
So then saying and thinking positive things about yourself. So it's kind of like the first one.
Yeah, it's kind of like cheering yourself on. That's always good fun. Good job, Gordon.
Good job, you got out of bed. You look amazing today.
Yeah, you got up half an hour before the podcast. And good job, you're here.
And so that links on to avoiding negative thinking and berating yourself.
Yeah.
So if you look in the mirror and you go, oh, I look fat today. Don't do that.
That's me. I'm like, wow, I could definitely not go to school today because I just look so bad.
Yeah, Gordon, don't do that.
Yeah, I go to school because I realise that there are more things to me than being ugly.
So just avoid that negative and berating self-talk.
Yeah.
So if you catch yourself thinking, oh, I don't look good today, just think, you know what, today's not the best day, and we're going to move on from that. So like we talked about in the Choosing Happiness episode, you just got to choose to think different things.
Yeah, you've got to choose what's best for you.
Yeah. And so then it goes on to appreciating a healthy body. So perhaps when you're in the media, when you're looking at the media,
Yeah.
and you see a healthy body, instead of thinking, oh, wow, this person is XYZ, think that person has a healthy body.
Sorry, I just cringed there. Grace said Z. Yeah, so a healthy body is more important than a good-looking body. Because if you aren't healthy, that's very dangerous to you. Possibly more dangerous in the long term, socially, than having a good-looking body.
Yeah. And that leads on to not comparing yourself. So you don't need to listen to the media. You don't need to look at these beautiful people. You don't really look at these these
advertisements. And this counts for everything in life, not just looking good. So say you're watching TV and there's this new water pistol coming out, and it's that's great. They advertise it. They go all out in the advertisements, and you can just choose not to listen. I have great fun watching Channel 7, and having the advertisements come on.
Oh.
And then I just look at them and say, "Oh my goodness, you're wasting your money." Because I'm not listening. I can choose not to listen. And that's the fun thing. You can just sort of ridicule everything they put out. It's
exactly.
a lot of fun.
So when you see like this muscly guy,
That's me.
on a billboard, that's not you, Gordon.
Oh, come on.
When you see this muscly guy on a billboard, and they say, "Buy this gym membership," you can go, "You know what? I'm happy with myself.
Yeah,
I think
boy.
I'm healthy." And then I don't need to
who
be
gives
like
a
that.
damn? I can do press-ups in my bedroom. I don't need a gym membership to be happy about myself.
Exactly. And so that leads on to being keeping healthy. So eat good things, do good things,
Sleep well.
Yeah,
That's
sleeping.
important. Yeah.
Actually, sleeping is really important when it comes to your body, because that affects things like your metabolism and
It actually
how you think.
It's like the overseeing God that looks at everything below it, and everything below it is everything. if you sleep well, then you'll naturally be more healthy. You'll naturally be, you'll look better. Because, I mean, who likes to wake up after 2.5 hours of sleep
Not me.
every single day of the week,
Not me.
looking bad?
Not me.
Yeah. Grace. Assessment period with Grace is less than stellar when it comes to sleep.
Hey.
Yeah, so, sleep's very important for
Yeah.
all of the above reasons.
Yeah, and so after keeping healthy, you should really know that that you can do things that make you feel good.
Yeah, once you have being healthy down pat, you can just do pretty much whatever you want, as long as
Yeah.
as long as you feel good about it.
You can wear whatever you want, and you can do whatever you want.
Play video games. There's
Yeah, you
nothing
can play
guilty
video
about
games.
that.
You
Hell
can,
yeah.
You can exercise. I mean,
Yeah,
exercising
yeah,
isn't
you can
bad.
do it. It's not.
If it makes you feel good, if having like that body makes you feel good,
Yeah,
do that.
You shouldn't be pressured to exercise. If you find it enjoyable, go ahead, have fun.
Yeah.
That's the important bit. As long as you're having fun.
Yeah, and you can wear whatever clothes you want to wear. So I can wear my tie-dye shirt. I can wear my dress whenever I want to.
I can wear a dress whenever I want to.
You can wear a dress whenever
No
you want
one
to.
really cares.
No one actually cares. And that's another thing with, I find, I'm gonna go into a bit of a stereotype here, but it's another thing of girls. If you wanna wear this thing and put on makeup, you do that. You can do that for you. You can do that for other people. It doesn't matter.
That's good. And similarly with guys, if you feel that you want to have muscles, you want to have the buff body that you so desire.
You wanna pick up girls with your hands. Sorry.
Okay, thanks, Grace. Well, then, yeah, you can go ahead and do that. If it makes you feel good, if that's what makes you feel good, exercising, then that's what you should be doing.
Exactly.
Because you should be feeling good as long as you can, as best you can.
Yeah. Just making sure that you're positive and that you're healthy at the end of the day. That's a huge thing.
That's the most important thing, yeah.
So, overall, keeping this positive body image can severely affect your mental health.
Yeah.
It'll increase your self-esteem.
Well, it'll severely affect it for the better.
Yeah, exactly. You'll be more confident
Yeah.
and proud in yourself. And having pride in yourself is a huge thing when it comes to mental health.
Yeah. You'll end up looking better if that's really
Yeah.
what you desire. If you
If you have
maintain
this
health.
confidence.
Because if you're super unhealthy, then your body will pay for that visually.
Yeah. And it's almost like an aura. If you're confident about yourself, then
Then people around you will think, "Hey, this guy's pretty cool," no matter how he looks, or no matter how she wears her clothes.
Yeah, I've noticed with heaps of people that I know that I kind of have ignored how they look based on the fact that I haven't judged them that far. Exuded this amazingness, and so that's why I hang out with them.
Nice.
And that's just important. Keep a positive body image, and it can just make everything that much better.
Stay healthy. Sorry, that's yeah. So next up we have a song by Jason Dumont. It's called
Enjoy.
Sitting in a parking lot, staring at the edge of my heart, wondering where you are. How could we have fallen myself from driving off the road and trying to find where we began. The key is in ignition. I found some sense of direction, and I will start my motion. And I will drive.
Thank you for listening to this week's podcast. Now, if we said anything wrong or you didn't like what we said, please contact us and we'll try to rectify our mistakes.
And remember, if you have any songs by any artist you know or by yourself, please feel free to send us a link through our website at www.mentalmusic.org.
And remember to check the description on the songs that were featured in this episode.
Next up, we have...
What do we have up next?
A mini episode. It was a
that's right.
Yes, a mini episode where we feature Zotty Dotty, and we're going to be interviewing her with that one.
Yes, and if you liked what we did, please check out our website, mentalmusic.org, or visit our social links at Mental Music Pod.
Righto, thanks for listening.
Thank you.